Ooh, a little bit late. Sorry about that. Let me get set up here. Take me a minute. Let some people come in. Good morning, Sawadee Cup, and all that good stuff. Let's see, where am I? How's everybody doing? Let's see. All right. I am obviously, well, not so obviously to some people, but I am back with too much shadows here. Bright lights, big city. Phew. Let me just, I think we'll be all right. Shadows no matter what, but I don't need that bright light in my face. Phew, man. Can't win for losing today with this light. Let's see. That's semi-acceptable. Yo, Soy Dog Cowboy, what's happening? How you doing? How you doing? Longhorns, yo, yo, yo. I don't know, we're a bunch of rappers. Yo, man. Yeah, who fought? I didn't even, I just got back last night. I didn't get back until 8 o'clock at night last night. I don't even know what time I pulled out of the station there in, where was I? In Tamkase Bridge. But it pulled out late. Oh, really? Are you guys really going there? Seriously? Oh, I'm jealous. Well, I've been meaning to write Dave, and for a long time, and I haven't, but I will if you want. If you guys are really going there, I'll say, hey, my two buddies are coming. Yeah, I didn't think Soy Dog Cowboy was going to go all the way out there, but it would be good if you went there. But man, uh, it's a long haul for a fight. You got to really be a fight fan to go see that. And, he's beat the guy once already, and I'd say he's probably progressed past where that guy is. You're just looking for a reason to go, and you don't want to go alone. Yeah, you see, you're going to want to get set up. You got people to see, things to do, places to go, all that. But whatever. The fight game is not the only thing going on there. Now, I've been thinking about a lot of things on my way back. Listen, when you're sitting on a train and your battery on your phone is dead, which was a good thing, I say now. In the first half hour or so, I felt a little bit of anxiety. Like I can't reach for my phone to like listen to music, or this is bugging me. I couldn't. I didn't have my phone. I was like, man, what am I going to listen to? What am I going to do? So I just sat there and I started thinking. I'm looking, not to sound cliche, but I'm looking out the train window, watching the world go by, and just sitting there thinking about things. And I thought, first of all, the first thing I thought about was Thailand and where it stands right now, and how it's sad in some ways, obviously, at what's going on. And then I also wonder about the foreigners, how they're going to fare long term here and what's going to happen here. And I was thinking about that, and I don't want to get into it because some of it is quite negative, and I really don't want to go in that direction this morning because I just don't have I don't have the stomach for it right now. But I was looking around and I saw this article. I always look at Nast, and they came out with their yearly, the yearly readers picks. Okay, and the readers choice rather. Sorry, the readers pick out their top awards for countries, cities, islands, all kinds of things. And guess what? One of the top 20 countries in the world is Thailand, and it's number 7. And I need to find out because I haven't had a chance to look at it, but let me take a look real quick here while I'm talking. I don't know what their criteria is for this, this reader's choice that they do. I guess it's just the readers choose where they think is the best place to go, but it doesn't even say. I'm looking right now, and I don't see anything. Oh wait, what's this? We uncover the truth. Okay, so this is not it. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about how they chose. I think it's just a straight up popularity contest. Now, I don't know when they took this. I don't know their information. I'm trying to figure out here what they've got going on and how they do it. Everything you need to plan a stress. Okay, this is just their best hot list. They don't really have a. They don't show any criteria here. Now let's see. Here we go. Hot spots, 2020. The best new hotels and cruises. I don't really care about that. Gold list. Maybe one of these will show. This is hotels, resorts, cruise ships in the world. All this. I don't know why they have this for 2020, because let's face it, the travel industry this year and a lot of other things are pretty much shot. Let me just search it. How does Condé Nast Travel choose criteria for Condé Nast Travel choices, choice. Let's just put choices. For Condé Nast Travel readership methodology. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. All right, they put it. For example, they have the rankings like 98.37. What the hell? Is made available through a secure website at cntraveler.com/vote. This year's tabulation of results from hundreds of thousands of respondents who submitted ratings during the sweepstake period from April 1 through June 30, 2020, was done by Condé Nast. The questionnaire contained lists of candidates in various categories, cities, hotels, etc. Candidates must receive a required minimum number of responses and a minimum overall rating to be eligible for a Reader's Choice Award. Candidates are judged on a set of criteria relevant to their category based on a standard 5-point scale converted to percentage: excellent, very good, good, fair, and poor. The average of these ratings determines the final score based on 4 decimal points. As I said, number 1 hotel, blah blah blah. Okay, represents the average rating of this for hotels. It's for the hotels. It's rooms, service, food, design, location, activities, facilities, and values. That's all it says. So you get an idea of what that's about. But Thailand is number 7. And I'm going to go into the whole list here. But I'm wondering, what on earth, how on earth is it still that popular? I just don't get it. And I don't mean to disparage Thailand. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm trying to find out how do people think where they choose Thailand as the best place, even though you're in the midst of a pandemic. And the mentality of the Thai government is what it is right now. Okay? Let me read this here. It should be number 1. Dude, you are out of your mind. Seriously. If you think Thailand should be number one, you're out of your mind. And I mean that. There's no way on hell, in hell, that, or on hell, that Thailand should be number one. No way. Let me see something here. Okay. Check this other thing out here. Okay, maybe this is it. Yes, this is it. Here's the thing. If you really believe that, well, that's you. Have you lived here? And do you live here? I don't even remember. Do you live here now? Or you're in Vietnam, I think you said. There's no other country you'd rather live. And let me ask you something. How old are you and how long have you... Yeah, but you're not living here now. You're not here right now. You're in Vietnam, I thought. You just said the other day you were in Vietnam. Okay. So why do you live in Vietnam then? Just because of the convenience or what is it? No, the Philippines is not even, it's not even in the top 20. And I don't think it should be, to be completely honest. No offense to the Philippines. But with regards to their infrastructure and the violence and that kind of thing, it's number one because if you say it's not, you'll be prosecuted for a bad review. Well, that's a separate issue, but it's related, obviously, because there are a number of reasons why. I mean, if you're traveling to Thailand as a tourist, it is a very nice place to visit. It's one of the best places, I will say, out of all the places I've gone with, and I'm talking about, I haven't even thought about this because I just came back last night. I saw this and I was like, I want to talk about this. And I wanted to stream today. But if you think about all the things that make for a good tourist destination, Thailand has infrastructure. It has the tourist industry is developed. It's fairly mature. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to see. And the people generally are very nice. If you use your wits and you don't try to get, the deal of a lifetime, your chances are very, very good that you're not going to have any issues. Your people are going to be nice. You're going to walk away with a wonderful experience. My mother's been here 3 times. My sister's been here, I think, twice. And they never had an issue or anything like that. And the thing is that they were never the kind of person where if they're on a motorbike and the guy wants to charge them an extra 5 baht or 50 baht or whatever it might be, or in a taxi, they're just gonna go, take it, and they don't want any issue. Now, somebody living here might be a little more apt to do that because they know the ropes and they know it's wrong and they feel they need to stand up for themselves. And I'm one of those people, depending on the situation. But with regards to living here versus being a tourist destination and coming as a tourist, it's a completely different thing. It's completely different. Because if you look at all the, if you look at the Thai government and their attitude towards foreigners, which they want to be welcome, they're in a very difficult position. I've really thought about this a lot. They are in a very, very difficult position because it's one of those things where if you're too nice, people think you're soft and they'll take advantage of you. And so I think that's what happened with Thailand years ago is they figured, man, these foreigners are coming over and they're running, roughshod over us. We gotta stand up for our country. We're Thai people. This is our country, not theirs. We can't let them take over and, destroy our culture. And so, and I like nobody complains well, this is India, and I mean, I know there's a lot of people that don't like India, but there's a lot of people that do love it as a travel destination. But you know, in India, you can get a visa for 6 months, and then that's it. You're done. You can't come back for another 6 months. Now, Andrew, I was wondering, um, what kind of visa do you have in Thailand? That where you're only 34 and you're staying here full time. Is it tourist visa, education visa, business visa, marriage visa? I don't think it's a marriage visa, probably, but I could be wrong. Anybody else think that Thailand belongs at number one on that list? Because you know I live here and I lived here a long time, and obviously uh, I probably think about things here a little bit differently than some people because I've been here for a long time and my attitude has changed. I've almost been here half my life. In a few years, I've been here half my life. And, you know, I think that if you've been here like a year or 3 years or just a few years, you're going to tend to look at things a little bit differently because, first of all, you're not worn out with all the bullshit. And there is some bullshit you got to weed through here. And there is some bullshit that you have to endure on a day to day basis. I was on a tourist visa, so I would say 60 days and get an extension in immigration and get, yeah. Okay. All right. So let's say that you were living here. You know, you may think it's the greatest place on the earth, and that, you know, obviously that's your prerogative. But if it's the greatest place on earth, then why isn't it easier for you to live here than in other places? Because it's so great? I don't think that's what it is. Because there are places that are much easier to become a citizen of or a temporary resident or just an expat, whatever you want to call it, than this place. You know, I mean, let's face it, there are other options. And you know, you remind me a little bit about another guy who was complaining about how um, he can't stay here, and he's getting kicked out, and he didn't want to get he was old enough to get a retirement visa, I guess. He didn't want to get a retirement visa. So then they were like, hey, you know, if you don't want to get a retirement visa, you're done. Your tourist visa is done. You got to go back. You know, you've been here long enough. You got to go back to your country or go somewhere else or whatever. We don't care. You got to get out of our country. So I really don't think it's the top country in the world. I think it probably deserves to be in the top 20. I'm surprised, you know, they did put Colombia in here, but they left Ecuador out, they left Costa Rica out, and these are reader choices. So this is not really based on, you know, experts. This is people, and then maybe some of these people are experts because they travel a lot more than the actual experts. I don't know. But I think that there are far more options than people think about. And I think in this instance, especially in this climate here, and I don't mean heat or cold or, you know, the hot or cold or the weather. I don't mean that kind of climate. I mean the climate as far as the government and their in the last, say, 10 years, their tightening of the immigration rules and guidelines. I think a lot of people have left because of that, and now a lot of people are a little bit irritated because of some of the things they see. And one of the things that might keep people from coming here, I don't know, is something like a bad review, and then, you know, he gets threatened with jail and those kind of things. Could that affect some people's decision? Of course. But then again, some people look at the guy and they go, hey, you know, he chose his bed, and by making that review, and he knew the guidelines here, he knew the laws and the defamation, he knew all about it, and he did it anyway. So I think it goes both ways on that, but and I'm not going to say what side I side on because I don't want any problems. But yeah, we're getting away from the polls here. There's 3 polls I wanted to go over. But yeah, to say Thailand is number one, I mean, if it's your opinion, yeah, okay, great. I understand. Some people love, and you love Thailand right now because you've lived here, let's say, for 3 years, part time, we'll say. Okay. I know a lot of people who love Thailand who have been here for a year, 5 years, 10 years. After about 10 years, though, the love affair, I mean, for me, it was about 5 years. The love affair is over. The honeymoon is over. You went to, what? I don't know what the hell you're spelling there. Boosies. No comprende. I mean, it took me about 5 years, and I was like, man, and that was one thing. That was one reason why I have traveled a lot, because I just need a break sometimes from here. Now that might just be me, but I know every person I know who has lived here and who lives here now currently, there is some kind of a like-dislike relationship, and it's strong. It's not, oh my God, I love it so much. And normally the people who love it so much are blinded to some of the negatives. I mean, like I always say, there's no utopia. It can be paradise at times here. But then again, it can be a pain in the ass to stay here or whatever. Now, for a tourist, that's a different story. Let me get into this, the top 20 countries. And you might be surprised at some of them. I'm a little surprised at some of them, but then I haven't been to all of them. I've only been to how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8. I've been to 8 out of the 20. Okay. Number 20 with a rating of 90.29 is India. Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you. Thank you, and good luck to you. Really appreciate that. Before I go any further, that's number, like I said, number 20 is India, which, there's a lot of people that love India, but there are quite a few people who they can go to India for a week or two and they love it. My mother went to India. She loved it, and she said, I liked it far, far more than I liked Nepal. And I was like, what? Really? I loved Nepal. She goes, I didn't like it. I loved it. So obviously it's, there's a difference of opinion, and that's going to affect these choices. But before I go any further, number 20, India 90.29. Before I go into this any further, I want to give a shout out to all my Patreon patrons, and of course today, Mr. Tony G. Thank you. You guys are the ones who help keep me going, and I do mean that, because believe me, there are times when money's tight, and I'm like, hey, if I don't have any money, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything, and then I'll get my Patreon money or something, and I'll be like, hey, you know what? Time to go. Time to show. Even if it is like yesterday, it was only yesterday and the day before, 2 days in Kanchanaburi. I hope at least some of you enjoyed those streams that I put up. They'll be going back online soon. Look into Patreon account, and it should all be there. And Gennaro, I don't know if you're lurking right now, waiting for the baristas to show up. But as I told you, I'll make sure you're notified of everything and the when and where of everything. So thank you very much. If you'd like to help support my efforts, you can do so. You can get a T-shirt, you can get a book. You can use PayPal or the Cash App and Apple Money. They have the lowest fees or no fees. Super Chats, on the other hand, is a 70-30 or even 50-50 split. You can try the Cash App now and use the code shown in the description, and we'll each get a $5 bonus when you send $5. So basically, you send the money for free. You send me at least the first $5 is free, so it doesn't cost you anything. It's not a bad deal. And you get $5, I get $5, plus I get $5 from you, and you get your money back. So it's basically free. Yeah, well, we know that already, and believe me, it's going to get worse before it gets better. There, Longhorns. If you want to become a sponsor on YouTube, you just click the join button down below, and that will allow you to get through and become a sponsor of this channel. And like I said, some people might not understand and they might not believe all my words are literally, but I do appreciate it because I'm well aware that I'm very fortunate to be able to do what I'm doing on YouTube, whether it's traveling or like right now sitting here. This Thursday is my birthday. Today is the birthday celebration for us in this house because my wife's going to be gone. She has to go out of town for a couple days. And so today I have a cake at dinner. I didn't want one, but after dinner, there's going to be a cake. I wanted a lemon cake for some reason. I got the urge for a lemon cake if I'm going to have cake. So I'll be 21, and yeah, I'm getting younger, not older. Anyway, all right, let's get back to this. That's enough of that, okay? Now, I'm surprised that this country is this low, to be, ranks this low, to be honest. However, maybe it's because not as many people go there. I don't know. New Zealand, number 19. Thank you very much, Spaceman. Yeah, I guess you're 60. I'll be 58. Well, you can wish me a happy birthday on, I don't know when I'll stream again, maybe Wednesday. But thank you. I'll be 58, assuming I make it until Thursday. The big one is 60, and then the next one is 70. Or actually, it'll be 65. 65, then 70. After a while, it's like, okay, now it's every 5 years. I'm going to give thanks for making it this far. What is it that the guy Junior Soprano said? When we get to be our age, I'm grateful that I wake up every morning or something like that. I forget what it was. Anyway, it's just age is just a number, but when you start getting older and you start feeling it more, it's a little bit more than just that. Number 18, Turkey. And I've heard a lot of good things about Turkey. And, there's been several times when I planned to go there, never came about. And I would like to go there eventually, just not now. I do know somebody. Yeah, that's the next big one. Give me that Social Security, baby. Hopefully it'll still be around. It should be for me, but we'll see. Number 18 is Turkey. Now, I do know somebody that went to Turkey, and they really loved it there. Excuse me. They loved it there for the... oh, and also a shout-out to Carl again. I know I just gave him one, but thank you very much, Carl. Carl is a good dude. He's been here before. I've met him, hung out with him a couple times, and nice guy. And he's in New York. I don't know that I'd want to be there right now. Anyway, number 18 is Turkey. Heard a lot of good things about it. However, the guy that was there, I know 2 or 3 people that have been there, and they had really good things to say about the place. However, the last guy was there for a couple of months, and he said, this place is driving me crazy. I got to get out of here. And so he was done with Turkey. So maybe it's another place that's good as a tourist destination. But not as good as a place to live. All right, number 16, Colombia. Now, gone are the days when the cocaine cowboys were big in Florida and all the drugs were the big news and Pablo Escobar. Those days are pretty much over in Colombia for most people. And I've been to Medellin and I loved it there. Now, I loved it, but would I want to live there? Oof, probably not. It's just me. I don't want to have to worry about if I walk outside or I say the wrong thing to somebody. I guess it could be anywhere, but because when I say that, then I think, hey, if I walk outside here and I say the wrong thing to somebody, I might get jumped by 10 guys. If I'm in Colombia, same thing might happen. I don't know. It just seems that even though I was there and I didn't have any problems, and I was in Medellin, for somebody like me, I don't know if I would stay there or not. That's number 16. Number 15 is Malaysia. Now, gosh, that's another place I've been. Well, hey, what are you gonna do? I figure you guys missed the best part. And I also yelled at some troll and told him to where he could stick it. And then I got called rude, so he got banned too. Because when somebody trolls me and then I'm rude and somebody calls me rude, what does that say? If you don't like me, that's your business. I can't help you if you don't like me. And I really don't care. It's not my place to care. Okay, I see this. Let me see something here. I gotcha. Wow. Okay. Number 15 is Malaysia. Now, Malaysia, they got their act together. The country has its act together. However, for me, it's not my favorite place. I couldn't live there as far as a tourist destination. Okay, it's a nice place. There's great beaches. A lot of history, a lot of things to see. Okay, I can see it. I can see it being in the top 20. Number 14, which I've never been there to this place. Peru. 90.88. So it's only just above Malaysia. And I don't know, what is the big, attraction of Peru. I don't think it's the pink Peruvian flake, because most people who are tourists are not looking to get themselves incarcerated for life or whatever, forever, for 10 years, 20 years. So I don't know. Maybe it's the culture, and I don't really know all that much about Peru, to be honest. I know a little bit more about, I think Uruguay, marijuana is legal. But for me, I'm surprised Peru is on there and Ecuador is not. Now, I don't know if people are immigrating to Ecuador and there's not as many tourists, or what the deal is. I think my buddy is there right now. He's got a house there right on the beach. He's a guy I talk about every once in a while. He purchased some land, built a house for something like 110,000. So I'm a little bit surprised that Peru's on there, just because I really haven't heard anything about it. Now, I don't know if this is top countries. It says they rank their favorite countries around the world. So, okay, maybe the people are really cool, and Number 13 is Jamaica. Now, Jamaica's a cool place. It's been a tourist destination for a long time. I don't know about it as a place to live, because it is quite dangerous there. I know some people. In fact, they came to Thailand many years ago when Alex and Nicholas were little whippersnappers. Um, they came and we all went out to dinner and hung out together for 3-4 hours, and it was a nice time. But they've been to Florida where my parents live, and they're friends of the family, and I know a fair amount about the place and everything. And yeah, I would say it probably needs to be. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's just a reader's choice. It's Con Nast did the poll. I don't know. Number 12 is Bhutan. Now, Bumgun Chuck has been to Bhutan. And I know one or two other people that have been to Bhutan. And the only thing I would say, maybe it's a great place to go, and it's a little bit expensive. You got to pay the daily fee or whatever, and go on a tour, and it works out to it's somewhere around $2,000, something like that, not including $1,500, $2,000, not including the flight. But I mean, I would love to go there. The only thing is that they basically have everything planned out for you. You pretty much have to go where they want you to go. And I don't like that. I don't like that control. You can only go, and they used to do, well, they still do that in Myanmar. There are places you can't go, but at least in Myanmar, you have the freedom to go out by yourself. All right, so let's see here. Number 11 is Ireland. Now, my mother's been to Ireland. I have not been to Ireland. She loved it there. And I do want to go there. I do plan on going. Yeah, but the thing is, Longhorns, that does cover that covers the hotel, that covers your food, that covers the guide, it covers everything. So it's not it's not necessarily a money grab per se. I think it is that they want to keep their little country Bhutanese, and they don't want to let it get run over with people. And so they that's how they justify a little bit higher price and doing that kind of a tour group entry only. But Ireland, I do want to go to Ireland. I've been to the UK, but I mean, I've been to where did I go? Well, I only went to basically London. That's it. But I've been there 4 or 5 times, and I liked it. But I would like to go to Ireland. You bastard! I'll tell you what, I miss Guinness. And you can't get a can of Guinness here. It's tough. The only ones you can get are down from the south, and I don't know what the deal is with those. I got to talk to Mr. Fine, Mr. Steve. You bastard. Well, crack one for me, have a sip for me. Cheers. Listen. If I'm going to drink, I like to drink a beer that I like. I don't want to drink some shit beer that I don't like. Because for me, I don't drink all that much. And when I drink it, like the other day I had a San Miguel. Day before yesterday. San Miguel Light. Nice beer. I like it. It's good. I don't have a problem drinking it. Pretty tasty. But I prefer to have a Guinness. Now, you hand me Singha, and I'm like, Leo, I don't want it. It's just not my taste, I just don't like it. Number 10 is Mexico. 91.93. Listen, Mexico's got a lot to offer. You just got to kind of stay out of trouble there. And, be careful. Because you can get into trouble pretty easily. If you go looking for it, just like anywhere else, if you go looking for trouble, you're going to find it. There's plenty of people that are willing to accommodate you in Mexico. And, but there's a lot of nice people there. I've been all over Mexico. I took a cruise there once. Went to, Puerto Vallarta. I went to Senor Frogs. Crazy, crazy place. I went to Mazatlan and Cabo San Lucas. And I went there before what is the name of that place he has? The Cabo Wabo. Sammy Hagar had his place there. I might have went there just to go check it out, you know. So that's the top 10. We got India, New Zealand, Turkey, Israel, Colombia, Malaysia, Peru, Jamaica, Bhutan, Ireland, and Mexico. That's the top 10. Or the bottom 10, sorry. The bottom 20. Yeah. Number 10 through 20. All right? So actually, it's the bottom 11. Whatever. We thought it was a bridge. What is this here? We thought it was a bridge too far, but he made it home. Morning, Mr. Mellon. Good morning, Mr. Minaj. Well, it was. Let me tell you something. This is the Condé Nast Traveler, top 20 countries in the world Reader's Choice Awards. Now, I also have the Best Islands and the Best Cities Award, which may be a little bit surprising. One of them really surprised me a lot because I am not particularly fond of this city. I'm going to say I'll give it a neutral, but I'll get to that in a minute. I wanted to ask Andrew, I'm curious to know, you know Winston, apparently. And I'm just wondering, if he influenced you to leave the United States, or did you do it on your own, or what's the deal? I did meet him, and he's a nice guy. I don't always see eye to eye with him, and I didn't in the past. But he's a nice guy. I did meet him, and one of his buddies. But I see that you've been. I'm looking at your channel right now. I see that you've been, around Thailand a little bit, which is good. And he's actually got a little video here. 5 things I don't miss about living in the United States. Well. There's one thing I don't miss about living in the United States. I don't have to, if I don't want to, I don't have to deal with any politics at all. But anyway, let me get back. I want to try to stay focused today. All right. Number 9. Now, this one did not surprise me, and I love this place. Great place. And actually, the reason that I brought up Andrew Briggs is because he says he's in Vietnam, and that's the number 9 choice of the readers. Vietnam. Vietnam is a cool place. It is changing, though. Listen, all of these places, once they start to prosper and they start to progress, they're not going to be the same place as, say, when you first went to the place. It doesn't say. This just says top 20 countries in the world. Yeah, I took a train from Hanoi down to Ho Chi Minh, and I stayed in Quy Nhon, and what was the other one? Quy Nhon. Where did I go? I can't even remember. Hue. I went to Hue. And I went to Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh. And yeah, it's beautiful. I had the whole beach to myself there. Well, I've heard different about Da Nang, strictly because it's overrun with tourists. Everybody has, again, like you're saying, you're speaking in absolutes. And I don't think, to be honest, I don't think there are any absolutes. I think it's all up to the individual. And I've heard people say that, they love certain places in Vietnam, and I've heard people say that they really don't like certain places, Da Nang being one of them. I don't know about Con Dao Island. I don't know about that one, but I know that it is a beautiful country. The people were very, very nice to me. I didn't have any problems. Now, visiting and living there, different story. I don't know because I haven't lived there. The hinterlands of Vietnam are beautiful, and then when a lot, play Q, Bon Mat Tut. Yeah, I mean, I know a few people who have went up into the mountains and up inland into the jungle and those kind of things, and they really liked it, and they liked the people. Uh, you know, I can't say anything bad about Vietnam. I mean, really, I love the place. Um, would I live there? I'm gonna lean towards yes. I would live there. Now, would I live there with my family? No, I don't think I would. Maybe if I had substantial funds, I would. As a single man, as a young single man, yes, I would definitely live there. I'd probably hook up with some, looking Vietnamese chick and live happily ever after. But as a family man with a couple of kids, would I want to move there? If, like I said, if I had ample funds, because I want to make sure that the kids, they, yeah, just I don't know. It's about the family. You need a little bit more, and that's the way I think. So anyway, like I said, I think very highly of Vietnam. Uh, Now, if I was to live there, I'm sure I would have headaches because I can tell you that sometimes those the visas and the visa service and all that kind of stuff, if you don't look in the right place, what happened there? Uh, it can be a little bit frustrating, irritating, but that goes with the territory. I mean, no place is perfect. All right, number 8, and this one surprised me. South Africa. Now, I don't know why really it surprised me so much. Maybe because I know of some of the dangers in South Africa. I was supposed to go there many years ago. I've never been there, and I want to go there. I'd like to go there. But I was supposed to go there. I actually was in talks with a guy about setting up a late wave fight, a show. That's what Dave Ledoux, who Longhorns and I were talking about in the beginning of the stream, where he's fighting in Wyoming because they allow bare knuckle fights and headbutts and all that. And when I first got involved in covering Late I knew a couple of people, and then I spoke to a guy in Myanmar who he's very well known there and very respected, highly respected guy. And I tried to set up a show, and the problem there was that the South Africans, it was a casino, I think it was in Johannesburg, it could have been, I think it was Johannesburg, but the casino there, and I guess the commission or whatever it is, they wanted the Burmese fighters to wear gloves, and that was a no, absolutely no. They didn't want to change the rules. They wanted it pure late weight because they didn't want to be at a disadvantage, which if you're using gloves and you're not used to it, to not having gloves on, it's a big difference. There's a big difference between fighting with bare knuckles and fighting with gloves on your hand. Um, you know, it's a different, you punch differently, you aim differently, there are different things that you do. Because first of all, you don't want to break your hand. There are different ways to counter. So it's quite a bit different. So anyway, the point is that I didn't get to go, which sucked. I was really bummed out. I was supposed to go to Germany a while back. I couldn't go to that because the fighter backed out, and it was understandable. But South Africa was a place I did want to go. At one point, I wanted to go into a cage so I could see a great white. I don't know that I want to do that anymore. Not because I'm scared. It doesn't really matter. I really don't care, it's one of those things it's kind of like the Kakabaratsi thing. When you think about it, it's like, wow, that's so cool. It's so exciting. And then maybe when you go there, you're kind of underwhelmed. Like when I went the other day, or a month or two ago, to Bunkan, and I went, I'd like to go photograph South Africa. That's all I want to go there for, to be honest. But when I went up there, I knew, oh wow, this place might be kind of gnarly, and oh wow, it looks pretty cool. but I wasn't like expecting like, oh my, it took my breath away, the place. Wasn't expecting that. So sometimes the best places to go are the places that you have the low, fairly low expectations. So sometimes maybe what it is I have high expectations on the places that I go. I want a lot out of the places and I don't get them. I don't get it. So yeah, I didn't get to go to South Africa, and I was a bit bummed out. But c'est la vie. Number 7, Thailand, 92.62. Now, I guess I see if you're judging by what is the reader favorites or the reader's favorites. I guess I can see Thailand in the top 20. Well, I think it's there is something to be said about that. There are a lot of places where crime and poverty are quite bad, but I do know that there it's at a different level. But I think it's also about what area you're in, what you're doing, and a lot of places. It's just like Jamaica. When people drive to go home, sometimes they leave their establishment. They call up beforehand and say, "I'll be there. I'm heading home right now." As soon as they approach where they're going, there's like a gate or something. At least some people that can do this. They'll make a phone call. The person runs out, opens an inside gate, opens an outside gate. The people come in. They close that. Then they open the inside gate. They come in, and they have, like what do you call? To their bedroom. There are people that they have doors that are security doors. So that if somebody comes into the house to rob them, they're not going to come in and kill them in their bedroom. It's going to make it quite a bit more difficult to do so. That's how dangerous it is. Now, obviously, in South Africa and in Jamaica, there are going to be places where they don't have any of this stuff. But that's the level of violence and poverty and crime in those places. And I still want to go there. You tell me there's no crime in Klong Toi. I know it's a different culture and a different mentality and a different way of dealing with conflict, but nevertheless, it's still dangerous. Let's see here. Perth should be on the list if meeting Minaj is included. It's my favorite place because Minaj and Johnny Siam live in Australia. Yeah, it's my favorite country. All right, so let's go on here. We're getting a little bit carried away. Now, here's something, and you know what? I know I've only been there, I've been there, I don't know, maybe 8 times, 10 times. Indonesia. I've only been to Bali once, but I gotta say that I like Indonesia a lot. I prefer Bali. Just because I like the whole beach atmosphere, I like the people there, and it's a different vibe than Thailand. Not to say, there's a lot of nice people in Thailand that don't want your money, but in the tourist industry and the tourist areas, rather, like say Pattaya or Phuket, there's a lot of people that they're there, and it's just about how much you pay me, you give me money, that kind of thing, as Gennaro likes to say, Falang have money too much. I had to say it. So anyway, I like Indonesia because I didn't get any of that. I didn't get hassled. When I said no to somebody, like, I don't even remember what the kind of little vehicle they use there. But, I'd have some taxi driver ask me if, I want to ride. I said, no, thank you. I walk along. Never got hassled. I didn't get hassled by anybody. It was I had a great time. And I only had a couple days with my wife, but we went to this Karamas beach, which the beach was volcanic sand, and it was black. And that place was fantastic. I loved it. I was like, man, this is the best. We had a great breakfast. I mean, and I'm not talking about it's gourmet stuff. It's just simple stuff, but the whole vibe and the way the people are, it was really, really good. And Thailand can be that way, and it is. But you know what? As far as my favorite countries, I mean, listen, I live in Thailand. I gotta say it's my favorite over Indonesia. But if I didn't live here, I could see the allure of going to Indonesia instead of Thailand. Some people, it just depends on what you like, you know. So I can see going to, yeah, they're very close in the rankings here. 92.98, 92.62 for Thailand. So, that's not that much of a difference. And let's say that Thailand, was flip-flopped. That'd be okay too. You know, as being less friendly, after all, it is the business hub. Okay, well, yeah, and the other thing is that Indonesia, lots of islands, lots of places to go, more so than even Thailand. And yeah, I mean, for me, it's very, very close. They're neck and neck. Now, the only reason I give it to Thailand is because I know it far better. I speak the language, which I heard that Indonesian is fairly simple, a fairly simple language, whatever their language is called. I forget, Baha, whatever. But I like the place. Anyway, number 5 is Greece. Now, I've never been there. I think my mother was supposed to go there, and because of the COVID, she wasn't able to go. 93.32. So it's number 5. Greece, beautiful place. I'll tell you, for me, yes, it has English character with some variations. I like to visit Greece. Yeah, a lot of people would. Listen, one thing I like about Greece is that it's not just a Greece, but it's there's parts of France. There's parts of what am I thinking? Like Sardinia, Malta, that whole region, Italy. There are some absolutely stunning places that you could visit as a tourist or live there if you got the money. I mean, you just, what was that? Oh, with the James Bond movie. Where were they? What was the name of that last movie that I just saw of James Bond? It wasn't Spectre. It was the one before that. What is it? Not Casino. Oh, Skyfall. Let me see here. And the other one was in Transporter. Okay, this is Glen Etive. This is not the one. This is in the Scottish Highlands. This is not the one. Here, Skyfall and filming locations. Visit Scotland. They're going to put up the Scotland one. They're not going to put up the one. I think that's the movie. Yeah, okay. What was the one before Skyfall? Anybody remember? Quantum Solace. That's what it was. Hey, I remember. I've been waiting for that next movie to come out just because I want something to see that might actually be pretty good, Maybe has some cool stuff in the movie. Okay, this is in Tuscany, Italy. Southern Tuscany. It was in Quantum Solace. Villa Le Torre, Talamone, Southern Tuscany, Italy. Beautiful place, but this is the kind of place I'm talking about. And also, let me see. Okay, this is in Cassis, France. Cassis, France. I don't know what the deal was, how you say it. But anyway, well, the Greek women like it Greek. I had to say that. Anyway, number 4, favorite countries, Japan. That kind of surprises me a little bit. The rankings kind of surprised me, although Japan is only 0.03 higher than Greece. Okay? Japan. Number 3, Portugal. Now, what is the name of that place? Is it Algarve? Is that what it is? Yeah. All right. There are some islands off of. Well, that's not the. That's the Faro district. Let me see here. What is the? Oh, Madreas or something like that. Let me see here. Madeira. Madeira. There are some places in Portugal that are very, very nice. And listen, not everybody goes to a place thinking, hey, I got to get me a chick and she can't have hairy legs. But that is number three on the list. Number three is Portugal, 93.39. Still, Portugal is only 0.07 higher than Greece, so not much of a difference from number five to number three. Number two, and this might surprise people, although from what I know, there's quite a few people that I've talked to who said they love the place. The people are friendly. Service is excellent. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is number two, 93.96. Okay. Well, listen, you can always ask them or tell them to shave their legs. Hey. I mean, listen, I think there's a difference. Here in Thailand, a lot of the girls don't even have to shave their legs. They don't even have to shave. They're just not hairy people. Like look at Thai men. Most of them have a hard time growing a halfway decent beard. Yeah, you can always ask them, hey, honey, listen, your legs are a little bit too hairy. Well, again, can't you ask them? Hey, you might need to trim that bush a little bit. I mean, if you're gonna be intimate or whatever, I mean, you ought to be able to go. You need a little trim, honey. Let me get out the shears. All that. Well, I don't know about the mustache. The mustache is a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker. And like really hairy armpits, like German chicks or something like that. Yeah, that's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker for me. When they lift up and they go, oh yeah, and they start stretching and they got hairier armpits than me. There's a little bit of a problem. That's no good. Anyway, number two is Sri Lanka. Okay, I've heard a lot of good things about the place. I don't know if I would put it as one of my favorites, but then I haven't been there, and I would like to go. Now I just was talking about the house in Italy, a villa. Here, look this up right here. Well, I'll give you the link. Let me just send you the link. Ooh, listen, if they got hair on their nipple, honey, that we can't. That's just. You better start trimming that. You better get rid of that before I see it. Personal preference. I'm sure there are guys out there that like that, but not me. I don't like Anyway, there's the link to that place. And you can't really see the view all that well, but I'm sure you can get a better look at it. But what's the name of the place for the guy in the transporter? What happened? Did I just lose it? Oh, here it is. Other place here. All right, yeah. Frank Martin's house. Is that what the transporter's name is? This place is, you can see that this place is pretty freaking fantastic. Here's another place. And, this place, well, it says it's CASHAPP, France, but the other place was Tuscany in Italy, which brings me to number one, which is Italy. Italy, number one. I don't know. Is Italy a better place to go? And people, they find it. If it's hundreds of thousands of people, I would think that, depending on the poll and how it was put, I guess, I guess there's people love the food. My sister lived there for I think 6 months or a year or something. Um, and she loved it. I mean, she loved the fact that you get Italian food as it's meant to be, uh, not bastardized, which is kind of like, you have a Thai dish of, say, pad Thai or tom yum kung or something like that, and you get it back in the States, and it's not, what is this? Can get a bit smelly, better in the north. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but anyway. Now, those are the top 20 favorite countries. How about the top 20? This says the best. The best cities in the world. This is not the top 20. Although, is it the top 20? It's a top 10. Okay. Top 10. I don't know how many I've been to at these places. I haven't checked yet. I'm looking at this blind. All right. This just came out 5 days ago. Best Cities in the World 2020 Reader's Choice Awards. There's a striking amount of diversity among the global superpower cities, which are filled with everything from centuries-old palaces to neon-lit skylines to staggering skyscrapers. For our 33rd annual Reader's Choice Awards survey, yes, readers have been voting for more than 3 decades. The impressive number of 2020 results were especially exciting for us. We're ever curious about where in the world you go, what you loved, and who you went with. As you continue to travel, we continue to listen. Here are the international cities you loved the most this year. I don't understand how they're getting a gauge of this during a pandemic when people are largely not allowed to travel, or if they are, their travel is extremely limited. Maybe that's why the results are what they are. I don't know. From historical sites to local art, signature dishes to sun-washed beaches, there's something for everyone among these small international cities. Number 10, Edinburgh. The first stop on most trips to Scotland, Edinburgh rewards visitors with its beautiful Gothic buildings, cobblestone Royal Mile, and hilltop 12th century castle. Edinburgh is famous for its arts and performance festival that takes place each August, but don't miss the opportunity to visit the Scottish capital for a romantic winter break. Pass a rainy day in one of the city's storied pubs. That's where I'd be most of the time, in the pubs. Shop for cashmere on the Royal Mile, enjoy the diverse culinary scene, and spend the night in a historic castle or just visit for the day. I did spend a night in a castle in France when I was there for this movie festival, for the Cannes Movie Festival many years ago. I think it was 1999 or something like that, 2000, I don't know when it was, but I can't believe it's been 20 years. That was very nice staying at that castle, but anyway, they're mentioning that. Now, number 9, Florence, Italy. Though Rome is Italy's much beloved capital and Milan has serious cosmopolitan clout, Florence remains unrivaled in history, art, and architecture. The food doesn't hurt either. That's one thing, I do like Italian food. In fact, I told my wife today, I'm kind of getting sick of Thai food. I've eaten just about every Thai food. And what it is, it's not that I'm sick of the food because it's always good. It's that I just need more diversity myself. I need a broad range of foods. What was it that, listen, Jono made those, Mr. Jono of Jono fame, made those chicken wings for me, and it was different. I almost never eat chicken wings. Almost never. I can't remember the last time I ate them. It was in a bar somewhere, probably in the U.S. So that was nice. Let's see here. In addition to being the birthplace of the Renaissance, the Firenze of recent years has had a modern makeover. Study Tuscan classics with celebrity chef Arturo Dori at Desenar, one of the city's hottest cooking school design store hybrids, or take in modern art at La Struzina, Florence's center for contemporary culture. Wherever the day takes you, save room for a panino al lampredato. This stewed tripe sandwich is a Florence must. Really, tripe. I'm not a real tripe fan, but you know what? I would be willing to try it in Italy because maybe I just don't like Mexican tripe, the way that it's cooked in Mexican food. I don't particularly like it. Number 8, Victoria, British Columbia. I have been there, but it's been many years now. It's been maybe almost 30 years. A popular day trip from Vancouver, British Columbia's capital city, deserves a visit of its own. Arrive via one of the world's most scenic ferry rides across Swartz Bay and check into the bucket list worthy Fairmont Empress, where the Fairmont Gold rooms include access to a private waterfront lounge. With a reputation as the mostly British town in Canada, most restaurants and hotels offer a proper high tea. Nothing like a good high tea. And I'm serious. I do like tea. My trips to London really, I got hooked on the tea and milk with milk and honey, and also the McVitie's chocolate digestives. If you have never had them, have them with the spot tea, and you will be rewarded handsomely, I guess you can say. Very good stuff. Get the milk chocolate, not the dark chocolate. I like them both. I like them both. You know, I like PG Tips. I like Twinnings. I like, what's the other one? Kevin Thailand brought me some. I was very happy about it. They're gone now. He brought me a whole box. It was like 100, and they were gone in, like 2 months they were gone. But yeah, that's very good. All right, so it says here, with a reputation as... check out the Venus Sophia, which offers baked goods. I always like to know about these little shops that have food and things like that. And in Nepal, Chucky and I went to this one little joint. I don't remember the name of the place. I got it on video, though. I could probably find out. We went to this one little place where they had these little confections. That was what the place was. Everybody just sat there, and they had their little sweet confections with some tea. And man, that place was fantastic. And you look at it, and it's just this little tiny shop. And then where was the other place that I went? I went alone. It was in Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, they had this little place, and it was like there was enough for one table, and that was it. And so I went in. They had all these different desserts. I went in and I had, the guy recommended some for me, and I had like four or five of them, and I couldn't eat them all. They were so rich. Fantastic place, though. Anyway, if you're seeking a more rural escape, disconnect in the ancient forest with a road trip on Vancouver Island. All right, so that's number 8. Number 7, Siena, Italy. Traveler readers know better than to overlook the Tuscany city of Siena. All roads lead, quite literal, to the Piazza del Campo, built at the intersection of 3 main roads, which has served as the city's social center for centuries. Just up the hill, admire the intricate marble mosaic floor of Il Duomo, one of the most ornate in Europe. Siena is known for its Gothic architecture, vibrant streets, and some of the best wines in Italy. Order a bottle of local wine with a plate of what is this? Pici, Cacio e Pepe at Antica Trattoria Papaya. And don't leave town without sampling Ricciarelli, an almond cookie originating in Siena. Now, that reminds me, not to bring my own travels into this again, but when I was in France, one of the best things was just, I was in a house with, I think, 2 other guys. And we would walk down the street, and there's literally cafes all along the boardwalk. Sit there and have a croissant and have an espresso or coffee. Very, very, very nice. And then if we were free during the day, there was a little town center there, and we'd go in there, and you just go and you'd sit and you'd have a whatever it was, you'd have a lunch, and you have an espresso or a coffee, whatever you want, cappuccino, and you sit there we sat there for hours and just people watched. It was so fantastic. It was such a great place. Anyway, number 6, Salzburg, Austria. Classic Salzburg, the birthplace of Mozart, sits divided by the Salzach River. Its pedestrian old city lines the left bank, and the slightly newer side is on the right. To drink like a local, head to Grasstubel zu Mühlen, Austria's largest beer hall, where beer is drawn directly from wooden barrels and can be enjoyed alongside traditional and regional specialties from the Schmankergang. What? Schmankergang, an old world food court of sorts. For a hotel stay involving gingerbread cookies, falling snow, don't knock them until you try. My initial reaction when I heard that was like, huh, what? No. But then I think about the gingerbread. If you have a good gingerbread cookie, they're fantastic. Falling snow and the fluffiest bed, look no farther than Hotel Goldener Hirsch. Okay. Wow, what do we got here? It's interesting how these lists change. Blah, 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 yada, yada. Fuka and other culture. I'll take Nana Plaza, where men can be women. 1-star short-time hotels. Shower shows. Ping pong. You forgot ping pong shows. Girls who shoot darts from their privates. A unique language and culture like Bicut and Lub. Oh, yeah, that's class right there. I'll take that. Honestly, at this point in my life, I'd rather be in Austria. I'll be honest. I'd rather be in Austria. I don't care what anybody says about Thailand being number 1 or number 7 or whatever. There's a difference between coming to a place for, it's all about your purpose. What's your reason for coming? And that's something that is extremely important when you think about it. Why are you going to go there? Is it because you're in love with the culture and you want to go to all the museums? Or is it because you want to go to Nana Plaza? Or what is it? So, for me, okay, Salzburg, I guess it's the beauty of the place. I'd like to go to Luxembourg. I'd like to go to Switzerland. There are a lot of places that I'd like to go, and who knows if I'd want to live there or not. I don't know. But number 6 was Salzburg. Number 5 is Valletta, Malta. Now, I know somebody who was Maltese, and he spoke quite highly of the place. But then again, you never know. It's all anecdotal reviews. I'm not going to go into that too much because of time restraints. But number 4, Monte Carlo, Monaco. Surrounded by the maritime Alps on the shore of the Mediterranean Sea, glamorous Monte Carlo has been made famous through pop culture for its depiction in an array of films from To Catch a Thief to GoldenEye. It would be criminal to visit without stopping at the Casino de Monte Carlo, play a game of Baccarat to do your best James Bond impression. Go outside the city limits to the Jardin Exotique for stellar views in the world's largest collection of succulents and cacti, or to Les Roches, a cliffside old town with winding, narrow alleyways dating back to the Middle Ages. Okay. Now, here we go. We're back in North America. Merida, Mexico. The streets of Merida are bursting with the color facades of Spanish colonial architecture, but the capital of Mexico's Yucatan state is also steeped in Mayan history. Centrally located on the Yucatan Peninsula, UNESCO World Heritage Sites like the ancient cities of Uxmal and Chichen Itza are an easy day trip, or head 40 minutes north to the beach on the Gulf Shore in Progreso. Locals recommend visiting Fundación de Artistas, a nonprofit featuring art exhibits in a 19th century home. Okay, all right, yeah. All right, now, here we go. Number 2, I just don't get it. Honestly, I'm sorry. My preference, I don't get it. Chiang Mai, Thailand, number 2 of the best cities in the world. I don't know how they ranked number 2. How did they come up with this? I really wish I knew. You know, really, I want to explore more of Southeast Asia, Japan, South Korea. You got the Korean thing, okay, I understand that. I've been there, you know, for me, yeah, I've been there a couple times. I don't need to go back. Malaysia, I'd like to go there, at least do a trip there. Japan, definitely. Plenty of places to see in Japan. You can always keep traveling through Japan. You just take the rail. Vietnam again, yeah, maybe. Where else? You know, Indonesia for sure. That's the thing. If I had it my way, I'd go to Indonesia. I'd just go island hopping, photographing that, and Laos is a slight desire. I got to come up with the top 10 places or top 20 places where I want to travel that I haven't been yet. I've been to Laos, been to Japan, been to Korea. You know, been to Seoul, been to Jeju, been to many places, but I've never heard anything bad about Chiang Mai unless you count that burn season ruining a few months. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I dislike the place. I've said this before about places. I just don't particularly like it. It's just, to me, it's a tourist trap. And I know there's more to it than that, and that's why I don't dislike it. But there are a hell of a lot of tourists there when the tourists are allowed here. Listen, there was more expats than I expected in Kanchanaburi. But, you know, when I went to that little bar, there were no expats there until the one guy came in, and he was the only guy. That was it. One guy. And I saw about a dozen expats in the city, and that was, to me, that was a bit surprising that there were that many. I don't know why I was surprised, but just maybe because the other places that I've been going, I haven't seen but a handful of combined, you know. Listen, if you don't mind, if I may remind you again, please remember to subscribe. If you're some lurker somewhere, please remember to subscribe. Oh, you know what? I meant to do something here. I don't know why the guy didn't show up. It bothers me when I can't see somebody and I don't remember. I don't remember ever banning this guy or blocking this guy, but this Banana King guy. I don't like to not know why they were, and let me see. No, he's not blocked. So I don't know why he isn't showing up. But anyway, I don't like to know, not know. I don't like to not know things. I like to find things out. Smoke season, too many expats there, too many hairy expats. What was number 1? Ha ha ha. Too many hipsters. Digital dickheads. Well, there used to be a lot of digital dickheads there. Or just digital nomads, if you will. Depending on how you look at it, I guess. Chiang Mai was number 1. WTF. No, it was number 2. I'll get to number 1 in a moment. But like I was saying, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to, may I implore you, may I ask to do me a favor and to click thumbs up. Remember to share this. If you got a website, go ahead and share it. Although I may stop allowing embedding of these videos in a little while, and I'll get into the reasons to those people who are on my Patreon site and all that other kind of stuff. They'll be able to see it, but nobody else will be able to on other sites. But yeah, please do that. And what else? Visit my website. Let me read down the line here. Visit my website. I've already talked about, the whole CASHAPP thing. I do like the CASHAPP. Although, they did something, they sent me a card. Where is it? It's a black card. And I can't use it here. What good is a card that is a, MasterCard or whatever, Visa or something like that? I don't even know. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you can what you can do here, but this is now. You know what? The other thing that I thought was pretty funny. What does that look like? What does that look like? Um, Actually, what that is a Y. But if you look at it from far away, it does look like something slightly different. Top three, if anyone cares: Switzerland, Laos, and New Zealand. Well, those are the countries. We're talking about cities right now. But okay, if you're talking about just the countries, or those are the top three that you want to go to, um, the number one best city, according to Condé Nast Travelers, drum roll please. See if I had my little thing where I can just push a button and you would hear the drum roll and it would. I had everything set up. I could do it, but I don't. So imagine a drum roll. San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, 4 hours northwest of Mexico City is the jewel of San Miguel de Allende. Well, it's not going to be a jewel much longer if it's number one on this list. A hub. Oh, here we go. It sounds like Chiang Mai. A hub for expat artists, the Highland City is known for its Spanish colonial architecture and colorful facades. You could spend hours browsing through the galleries and pop-up shops at Fabrica La Aurora, a former textile factory that is now home to local artisans. The Rosewood San Miguel de Allende is a hidden oasis in the heart of the city with grand rooms featuring hand-carved furnishings and a 360-degree view of the skyline from the rooftop tapas bar. For dinner, book the chef's table at Aperi for one of the best dining experiences in the city, full of fresh flavors from the region. I'll tell you, you know what I really miss, and I need to make this pretty soon? A burrito or tortilla with some cilantro and some lime juice and some nice shredded pork and whatever else goes in there. Tomato, cheese. I need to make that. I think I'm going to need to make that. I got to say that when I was coming back yesterday from Kanchanaburi, from Tamkreset, I got to say that as I was going by, I had my window open for a while. It got quite cold as I got nearer to Bangkok. But as I was traveling, there was that smell of cilantro. And mint. They were growing mint and they were nearing, they were nearing. And you see, I'm looking at your comment. Cilantro and mint. Fantastic. I mean, what a smell. You're going by and you're just looking out and then all of a sudden it's like, you can't get enough of it. It's so good. So when you're going to Kanchanaburi on the train, make sure your window's open a little bit and you will go by. I was on the left side coming back. So, awesome. Yeah, let's not talk about Flint, Michigan. We're ruining the vibe here. Flint, Michigan. Come on. Everybody knows if you drink the water there, you die, or you end up with 14 toes, or, 6 ears. I'm joking, but I'm not. All right, now we're going to get to the last list here. The best islands in the world. Now, not on there. Darwin, not on there. Not on there. That's it. 10. You only get 10. So it's San Miguel de Allende is number one. So let's go back here. Edinburgh, sorry. Or as they say on the Trailer Park Boys, sorry. I'm sorry. Now Alex always says that. He's always saying, sorry. Edinburgh, number 10. Florence, number 9. Victoria, British Columbia, number 8. Siena, Italy, number 7. Salzburg, Austria, number 6. 5 is Valletta, Malta. 4 is Monte Carlo, Monaco. I'm sure that that's a nice place. Number three is Merida, Mexico. Number 2 is Chiang Mai, Thailand, and number 1 is San Miguel de Allende. I love Mexican food too. Whew. I'd say my favorite foods are probably Italian, Mexican, and then Thai. Although Japanese is in there too. Whew. Is Italian more favorite than Japanese? Yes. Mexican more than yes. Japanese and Thai. I'm gonna say Japan comes number 4. That's a good. Hey, that's a good idea. Top 10 food favorites of mine. There it is, right there. All right, let's see here. Where are we? Best islands. All right. The best islands in the world. Reader's Choice Awards. The places that stayed with you in a year when you travel may have been out of reach. What? The places that stayed with you in a year when travel may have been out of reach. All right, let me see here. How many do they have here? This is 35. All right, first of all, let's start out with Asia. Let's do that. Well, there we go. It's not even in there. Top 5 in Asia. Okay, now you got the Philippines in there. Philippines has many, many islands. I don't know how many, but a lot. Top 5 islands in Asia. Survey says Siargao Island, Philippines, 500 miles from the capital. Feels like Bali a few decades ago. Wow, I might have to go there. Given its smaller population of 200,000 compared to Bali's 4 million, Siargao has remained unspoiled, remote, and still relatively under the radar, despite the influx of development in recent years. You'll likely fall for the island's pristine white beaches, coconut woodlands, and emerald mangrove forest as soon as you land, as well as the cleanest water you've ever seen. Pro tip: make sure to have U.S. dollars or Filipino pesos on hand when you arrive, as ATMs are rare. Most hotels accept credit cards, but many shops and restaurants are cash only. Number 4, Palawan in the Philippines. A regular on our list of the world's best islands, Palawan is home to the otherworldly Puerto Princesa subterranean river, a UNESCO World Heritage Site worth the trip alone. Many make El Nido and its Blue Lagoon their base, though, to explore the Bacuit archipelago. Pro tip: Puerto Princesa is one of the longest underground rivers in the world, traveling 5 miles through a subterranean cave system. Guided boat tours take visitors down a portion of the waterway where karst, natural rock formations created by dissolving limestone, loom in every direction. It's only an hour and 15 minutes from Manila. Alternatively, ferries travel between Manila and the island several days a week. About 24 hours to get there by ferry. Number 3, Koh Phangan, Thailand. Hot Rin Nok Beach on Koh Phangan is only about a half a mile long, but on full moon parties, more than 12 powerful sound systems crank out tunes for up to 30,000 partygoers. Beyond the full moon party, there's an interesting mix of nightlife and beautiful scenery. The beach is a perfect cove flanked by smooth volcanic peninsulas. Interesting, Koh Phangan, huh? You got 42 people talking. Why is it we always have the same people talking? It's Longhorns, Monash, and Gennaro. 3 people. That's it. Got a lot of lurkers. Maybe I should just make it that they do have a thing on here where when if you can allow No, here's the thing. They do have a thing when you join YouTube that only the members can chat. You have to be a member to chat. Now I don't know how good that is. I've never even thought about it to be completely honest. But I mean, really, because I don't know what purpose it serves. Because you're keeping people out from talking. But it does seem like we always have the same people in here, and I'm grateful for those people. Don't take it the wrong way. Hello, Jim. What's happening? But let's get back to the island. Enough about me and my little quirks and everything else. Sri Lanka. Wow. Why did they just put they just put Sri Lanka? With countless sacred sites, boundless crystal blue waters, and picturesque I think I need some water. Picturesque jade green tea estates. I need to go there. Sri Lanka offers a myriad of charms to those willing to explore the axiom. Big things come in small packages certainly applies here. The island nation is full of post and pre-colonial history in capital city Colombo and 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. In recent years, a hotel boom has led to the opening of wellness resorts and high-end spas that all put you within arm's reach of your dream destination. Pro tip, tea lovers, this advice is for you. Base yourself at Tota Lagala, a 7-suite hotel near Dambaten, the world's most famous tea estate, planted in 1890 by Sir Thomas Lipton. Yes, that Lipton. Wow. Pretty interesting. I would like to go to Sri Lanka. That is on my place. That's on my bucket list. All right, let's see here. So in other words, there's so many islands. Now here's another one. And it's interesting that the Philippines has 3 islands and Thailand only has 1. Number 1, and I have been here. Yeah, see, that's the thing. When you get a little bit older, you want more peace. You don't want more noise. I've been to Koh Phangan when they did have the full moon party. I had a fight. I fought there. That was the last time I fought. Many years ago. I was about 38. And, there was a full moon party. And then I went another time, and I forget how old I was, but this is probably 10, 12 years ago. And we had a fight right on the beach. We had a show right on the beach. And then afterwards, we all went out. And it was, it was cool. It was nice. But would it be one of the best in Asia? I don't know. Maybe, I guess. But number 1 is Cebu and Visayas, Philippines. Now, Cebu, I've been there. It is a very nice place. I do like it. It's got that Spanish influence. And I'll tell you what, I went out with a boxing guy who's very nice, very accommodating, a wonderful guy. I mean, I can't say a bad word about him personally at all. And he took me to a Filipino-Spanish restaurant, and it was out of this world. We sat there for probably 4 hours talking boxing and just eating, which was great. What? If it's Sid, you can come in. Alcatraz Island, yes, okay. Now, let's get back up to, here we are here. Where is this? Top 5 in Africa and in the Indian Ocean. Mauritius, number 5. Wow, pro tip. Don't trust the scales, as the island has a stronger gravitational field causing things and people to weigh more. Well, so you don't want to go there when you're trying to lose weight. Instagram and Pinterest have created renewed interest in this island in the Indian Ocean thanks to its underwater waterfall, a visually stunning runoff of sand and silt, best viewed from above, roughly 550 miles east of Madagascar. Mauritius may also be home to a lost continent hidden beneath the waves. Now, Bumgun Chucky and I, we actually talked not about going to Mauritius. I think he wanted to go there. But we talked about going to Madagascar. And there is somebody who, I don't know if he still watches the channel, but he did it a while back. He's lived there in Madagascar for quite some time. He told me it was, you got to really watch yourself when you go there. So that's number 5, Mauritius. Seychelles is number 4. Maldives is number 3. Hey, that's, that's a given. Beautiful, beautiful place. Number 2, Maneba Island, Tanzania. All right, the first on this trio of lists that I've read off. The first place in just off of the mainland continent of Africa, Tanzania, Maneba Island. Despite Zanzibar's growing popularity, Maneba has managed to maintain a rustic Robinson Crusoe meets five-star charm, writes Mary Holland for Traveler. Only 1.5 kilometer in diameter, the small privately owned island is surrounded with turquoise water, soft white sand, and Casuarina pine forest. It's really hard to imagine a more perfect paradise. Wildlife lovers should also take note, as the island is known to be frequented by whale sharks, humpback whales, sea turtles, 3 different species of dolphin, and more than 600 species of reef fish. Book one of the 10 rustic chic villages at and beyond Maneba Island, the only resort on the island, complete with open-air designs and snorkeling trips 3 times a day to best appreciate the natural beauty of the island. All right, so there it is there. What is this? Reunion Island. Yeah, I've heard good things about Reunion Island as well. Tanzania, Mozambique is also. Oh, here we go. Listen, I didn't look at this, but my friend has been to Mozambique, and he said, "Man, what a fantastic place." He goes, you wouldn't know it. You might not think of it, you might not know it, but Mozambique is fantastic. A fantastic country to visit. But this is Bazaruto Archipelago, Mozambique. The 6 islands of the Bazaruto Archipelago, Bazaruto, Bengura, Magaruk, Santa Carolina, Bangi, and Shell are a protected conservation area and national park off the eastern coast of Africa. Nicknamed the Pearl of the Indian Ocean, the islands have only recently seen the arrival of big-name resorts like the impeccable and beyond Bengura Island in 2015. This is one of the few habitats of the endangered manatee-like dugong, which sailors sometimes mistook for mermaids. Okay, so that's in Africa in the Indian Ocean. They also have Australia and the Pacific. Let me see something here. No, they don't have Pitcairn Island on there. I'm just going to read these. I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to read the list here. Number 5, Rengurau and Tuamotus, French Polynesia. Number 4, Samoa. Number 3, Waiheke Island, New Zealand. Number 2, Kangaroo Island, Australia. Number 1, Tasmania, Australia. Wow. Doesn't say Bora Bora. It says Rangarau, the Tuamotu Atolls, Fakarava, Manihi, Rangarau, and Tikihau are the largest, are like a beach calendar come to life, complete with coconut palms and shallow aqua lagoons where reef shark pups swim around your ankles. Every island has one thing in common: deep night skies so dark that the stars and galaxies glitter like a sequin blanket above. Wow. Interesting. Wow, this looks pretty cool, actually. They've got a huge lagoon there. It's very nice. All right, let's see here. Number 5, top 5 in the Caribbean and the Atlantic. Number 5, Puerto Rico. Okay. I've not been there. Number 4, Aruba. Have not been there. Number 3, Anguilla. I've not been there. Number 2, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Number 1, St. Bart's. Listen, this is the reader choices, and they don't have the Bahamas on there. They don't have a lot of places on there. I don't know how they can overlook these, but you know, maybe the difference was minuscule. I don't know, but it seems a bit strange to me. Let's just keep going here. Let's not dwell on anything. All right. Oh, Kangaroo Island, Tasmania. Okay, we did the Caribbean. Is there any left? I think there is. Top 5 in Central and South America. This should be interesting. Number 5, Ilha Grande, Brazil. It's still in the state of Rio de Janeiro. 2-hour drive and 30-minute ferry from Rio. Ambergris Cay, Belize. Belize is supposed to be fantastic. Isn't Belize the place where John McAfee went and he had all those problems, but you know, he had all that money, so he was able to do lots of things that he wanted to do there, and he had a problem with the police, and they come from Penguin Island. Okay. Ambergris Cay, Belize. Check out the above water activities like the nighttime crocodile watching tour offered by the American Crocodile Education Sanctuary. There is such a thing as an American crocodile, by the way. Most people don't know that. Most of the time it's alligators. But, you know, listen, you want to go watch crocs. I mean, I'd say, hey, Australia's the place to be. Either there or the Nile River, you know. Number 3, San Andres and Providencia, Colombia. The islands of San Andres and Providencia, man, I'm going like the different languages in my head here, may be part of Colombia, but located 500 miles northwest of the mainland. Locals have more in common with their Caribbean neighbors. It takes some effort to get to Providencia, but you'll be rewarded with unspoiled beaches and local cuisine featuring the island's fresh seafood and native bounty of mango and guava. Ooh, man, that sounds good. Mango and guava. I need to go get some fresh fruit this morning. Number 2, Fernando de Noronha. Fernando de Noronha, Brazil. It's off the northeast coast of Brazil. And number 1, Galapagos Islands, Ecuador. I didn't know that I never thought of Galapagos as off of Ecuador for some reason. I don't know why. I always just think Galapagos Islands. All right, now we got Longhorn's favorite, which is the top 5 of Europe. Mykonos, Greece. That's no surprise to me. Beautiful place. It's a popular cruise ship stop, though. Has not outgrown its raucous party reputation that would impress even Dionysus, but is on the path to attracting a more sophisticated and upscale type of traveler. Avoid July and August to miss the major crowds and get a better sense of local life. Head to Little Venice in Mykonos town, an uncrowded neighborhood full of tavernas. While in the area, stop by Kounalas, close to the harbor, to eat what locals say is the best fish. Excellent. Number 4, yes, Croatia. Hvar, Croatia. Hvar is the sunniest spot in Croatia. There are over 2,800 hours of sunshine annually. That's quite a bit if you figure it out. It may be known for beaches and turquoise water, but there's another side to this resort island. From the town of Hvar to the island's southern shore, make the slow uphill climb to Tirdava Fortica, a 13th century fortress with the best views around. Wow. Visit in early summer. The harvest takes place in July, late July, but you can buy all sorts of scented souvenirs in the local markets year round. All right, let's see here. Number 3, Crete, Greece. Very beautiful place. Number 2, Zakynthos, Greece. You know, you can't beat the Greek islands in Europe. Hard to do. Is Ibiza an island? I think it's an island, isn't it? Yeah, it's an island. They don't even have Ibiza. That's funny. The Cayman Islands, beautiful. 7 Mile Beach. Awesome place. Really, he goes there, huh? Number 1, Folegandros, Greece. Craving Santorini's famous whitewashed house and cobblestone streets, but without all the crowds? Look no further than Folegandros, Santorini's smaller neighbor to the northwest by some 40 miles, which has all that and more. During the day, visit the island's most famous monument, Chrysospelia, the Golden Cave. If it's remote beaches you're after, try Agios Georgios or Ambeli. Pro tip, come evening, tuck into a bowl of traditional matsata, handmade noodles with rabbit or rooster, in Chora, the island's center, which rests atop a 650-foot cliff. Now, I think the only one left is North America. Yes, North America is the last of the 7 groups, the top 5s. Let me tell you something. For some reason, all this talk about food has made me think about minestrone soup. A nice steaming bowl of minestrone soup or clam chowder. Ooh, it sounds good. All right, let me go on here. The best islands in North America. Number 5, A las Mujeres, Mexico. While often thought of as a side trip from Cancun, A las Mujeres is destination in its own right. The main beach of Playa Norte is made of crushed coral, has warm, shallow waters, and is much quieter than the beaches across the bay. The island is home to some of the largest concentration of whale sharks on the planet. Number 4, Prince Edward Island, Canada. Wow. May look and feel like an extension of New England at first glance. Number 3, Isla Holbox, Mexico. Less than 3 hours from the insanity of Cancun, Holbox is about as sleepy a spot as one can find in Mexico nowadays. Just a nature preserve, a stretch of beach, and a single small town, also called Holbox. That feels completely out of time. I'm really surprised that none of the beaches are in Ecuador, or they really. I think this list is kind of lacking. But I mean, what are you going to do? What good is the top 100 beaches in the world? I mean, do you really need to know the top 100? Because I feel like going to every single one. I guess 20 is the limit. You got, and these are the reader choices, so it is what it is. All right, so I said Isla Holbox. Number 2, Vancouver Island, Canada. Wow. I'm not even going to read that one. It's consistently one of our readers' top islands in Canada and now a favorite in the world. Namely because there's so damn much to do. Pick from salmon fishing, wine tasting, sailing, strolling along beaches and nature trails, or learning about glass blowing. Interesting. One place that I liked in California? I gotta say this. I used to go there and go wine tasting with my girlfriend at the time. Solvang. I don't know what it's like now, but 25 years ago, 30 years, rather, say about 27 years ago, loved the place. Fantastic. Great place to go if you want to go get drunk and you want to go and you like wine. You know, it's an acquired taste, but I like it. Depending on the wine and when. There's crystal clear water, glass blowing in. Number one. Let me see something here. Yeah, you know what? I gotta say something here. They are just out of their minds here. Let me see if I can find some of these here. Yeah, you see. All right. Well, let me just go on here. Number one, Cape Breton Island, Canada. Just east of Prince Edward Island is Cape Breton, a rocky, rugged island begging to be hiked. On the northern tip, you'll find the Cabot Trail, a 185-mile loop considered one of the most scenic drives in Canada. At peak foliage, fall foliage, which generally hits around October, entire ridges blaze bright red, and the sloping, winding roads offer constantly shifting views from multiple angles. Multiple species of whale come to hang out along the northern coast in the beginning of the summer and stick around through the end of fall. Now, what's a little bit surprising to me, I like pea soup. Yes, I like French onion soup. Oh man, I haven't eaten breakfast this morning. I was going to make myself a little onion omelet. And then maybe I'll go grab a can of soup or something. But I'm surprised that they don't have any of the Florida Keys. Now, I don't know which one, because, I've been to all of them, and I don't really remember them all that well, although I did like Isla Mirada quite a bit. And so I don't understand why they don't have anything in the United States. I don't think they did they? Canada, Mexico. Yeah, you got one, two. You got 3 in Canada and 2 in Mexico. Why no Florida Keys? So there are quite a few omissions. Maybe what I should do is make my own personal list. Whether I've been there or not, or maybe just going there. Yeah, that might be true. I don't know. I don't know how but they say that it is the reader's choice. Now, maybe these are people that, it's Condé Nast, so you figure that they are fairly affluent, the readers. So maybe they have a different kind of taste than some of us here do. One thing that you always have to remember is that while Thailand is and listen, Thailand has been trying to cater to more affluent tourists. And a lot of people, I've read that a lot of, who doesn't like Americans? Oh, the Condé Nast? But a lot of people have been saying that that Thailand is not the sort of place that is thought of as an affluent destination, and it never will be. Now, Phuket has some fantastic places, to see and to go and things to do and all that, and they have some fantastic hotels. But on the whole, as a place to go for the affluent, do I think of it like that? No, I don't. Do I think of Pattaya like that? No, I don't. I really don't. Yeah, they left out a lot. Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah, I didn't even think of that, to be completely honest. I'm sorry if you don't like the results of this poll. I have a caveat. I have absolutely no relationship with Condé Nast Traveler, nor do I agree with their polls 100%. My own opinions are my own opinions. And I'm entitled to those just like you are and just like Condé Nast is. That's the beauty of being free. You don't have to think about, well, I'm not going to say it. Well, I tried to keep it. Let me see here. Top countries. Let's see here. Reader's choices. So I don't know what else to say. Yeah, listen, like I said, first of all, it's affluent. Second of all, it probably leans a certain way. Dre, what's happening? I'm sure you are quite close to uh, being pardoned. You'll be out soon enough. You're a short timer. You only got a few days, and then you get to go run around Thailand. Uh, how have things been, and what do you plan on doing once you get out? Where are you going? What are you doing? If you don't mind me asking, me. There's only 36 people listening, and some of those, I guess they probably don't care. Um, why don't they? They don't even have sex, and sex. Ugh. Leave it to I knew it wasn't coming from him. It had to be you. Bit of cabin fever, but been managing going to Hua Hin on Saturday. Oh wow, that should be nice. You probably will not see very many tourists out and about. Not yet, at least. Let's see here. What was I looking for? Oh, the what is this? Islands? Yeah. I'm gonna go back into the islands in Asia. Oh, you know what? It's because these islands in the Philippines are absolutely stunning. They do have Kopangan, which is a very very nice beach, and they got Sri Lanka in there. But like for me, one of my I'm trying to think here. That Karamas Beach in Indonesia was fantastic. But would I say it's one of the best in the world? Not in the top five, but fantastic for me. Same thing with Kokut. Fantastic place. There are more things than sex, Longhorns. Well, I mean, what are you gonna do in between? Longhorns, you're not a young guy, and I mean, somehow I don't think you're gonna have sex, all day, every day. Um, you know, gonna move out of the apartment that she has and into the house. Oh, cool. Yeah, but quarantine, and he's been separated for a while. They were quarantined together. Yeah, we've been together. Boracay. I have been to Boracay once. Yes, and I do like them. But I believe that the beaches are probably better that they noted in this list. Honestly, not as much as people would think. Adjusting with time and all that, not too much happening. Yeah, you see. Let me see something here. That's the way it goes. Rachel Cook. Rachel Cook. Ooh, boy, I just happened to stumble onto Rachel Cook. Swanbourne Nude Beach, Perth, West Australia. Oh God! Listen, don't start bringing the nude beaches in because those are. I don't want to know about those. Because to be completely honest, I just don't want to see a bunch of swinging dicks running around. And some of the old ladies. I just don't want to see them. It's not like you got stunners everywhere on the nude beaches. I'm sure there are, but you also got a bunch of old ladies and old men, and I'm a little too conservative when it comes to that. Yeah, I'd like to know how the meals are. Do they only serve you Thai, or do you get is it like in the hospital where they ask you, do you want a Western meal, um, or what's the deal? I might have to make myself some onion soup. Except I don't know how to make it. Lots of gravity working hard. Anyway, that is the we got the top 20 countries in the world, which Thailand was number 7, India 20, New Zealand 19, Turkey 18, Israel 17, Colombia 16, Malaysia 15, Peru, surprising to me, number 14, Jamaica 13, Bhutan 12, Ireland 11, Mexico 10, Vietnam 9, South Africa 8, Thailand 7, Indonesia 6, Greece 5, Japan 4, Portugal 3, Sri Lanka 2, and number 1 was Italy. Now I kind of wonder, do the tourist authorities of these countries have anything to do with Condé Nast? Do they discuss anything with them or whatever? Let me start you off. You need an onion. Yeah. Gee, really? Thank you. I guess that'd be good. Some croutons might be nice. Stumbled upon a nude beach just south of Santa Barbara once. I needed therapy after that site. Yeah, funny. Anyway, this has been a grand little live stream here. A little bit of fun. I get tired of talking about the COVID and politics and going places and where am I going to go now? What am I going to do next? And you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to chill. I'm going to think happy thoughts. And I probably will stream tomorrow. To be completely honest, I don't know. I may stream tomorrow. I may stream every day this week. I may, and then again I may not. But I've been thinking about that a lot, and I need to change my perspective, which I say all the time. It's all about staying in the positive, not letting all this stuff wear you down. And some of those European tourists, some of the women, okay, that's all right with me. I don't have a problem with it. So done with COVID. Took 4 damn tests, but they don't test Thais coming in. Doesn't make sense. Actually, they do test Thais coming in. In fact, a couple of Thais were just found to have it. I think it was 2 Thais and 4 others were found to have COVID. 6 people had it. But I think all but 1 were asymptomatic, which is something else, I mean, I think it's just at this point, people, not from the States, okay. People are sick and tired of hearing about the COVID. And I think, listen, I'm just like everybody else. I don't think most people really have a major issue with wearing a mask or following safe protocols. I think that the major issue is being locked down and being out of work. Go to Happy Land and think happy thoughts. Well, I think one thing that I need to do, Mr. Minaj and I were talking about it since some of the regulars here had fallen asleep because it was past their bedtime yesterday. While I was over that viaduct, and did I stream going back over it? I did. I went on the right side also. So we took a view of the viaduct on the left side and also on the right. But I was also talking about how, not only, like I said, I've been here a long time, and sometimes this place gets to me. And, people go, oh, how can that happen? You're in paradise. You're in Thailand. Oh, my God. And you're complaining. No, I'm not really complaining. I'm just stating a fact. If you've been in one place for a long period of time, you might want a vacation. You might want to do something different than what you normally do. And what I normally do is travel around Thailand or travel around Asia. And even that can get old because the traveling, it's like the honeymoon. You know, it's like meeting a girl for the first time. You love her. You're, oh my God, we're in love now, and you're having sex all the time. You're smiling and looking longingly into each other's eyes all the time, and you're thinking this is the best thing that's ever happened. She's the best. Oh my God, and she's thinking the same thing, and then slowly but surely, you know, you realize that okay, well, all right, now we gotta, you know, it's great, everything's good, but we got other responsibilities in life, and you know, so things settle down a little bit. It's the same way if you live in Thailand all the time. Uh, there are times when, you know, I just don't want to go to Chinatown again, or I don't want to go to Kanchanaburi again. And I'll be honest, I went to Kanchanaburi, you know, on what was it, Friday, and it was nice to get out of the city. But you know, once you go there a couple of times, and you know, it was nice to go to the cemetery and go to the bridge and see it and take the train and all. Yeah, it was nice, but it doesn't hold the same. It's the spark is not the same. The honeymoon part is over because I've been there too many times to count. So yeah, what's my point? I don't know. You're welcome, Dre. You haven't been there? Oh, well, you're gonna have to go there. Go there. You know, it's a place you go there once in a great while. But you know, I did that trip where I was going around the outer edge, and I still want to continue that at some point. But then when I did the walk and I didn't finish it, and you know, that was kind of a letdown. And then I did the, what was it, the most memorable streams after that were the ones in Klong Tui, and then also that Chinatown stream. I really liked that stream. That was very nice. I need to find some other places like that, but I don't always have to be going out, and you know, that's the thing. Especially if they're places that I've been to, you know, 10, 15, 30 times. I haven't been to Cambodia in many, many years now. It's been 3 years. That's a long time for me. But I've been there like 60 times. So now after 3 years, I'm like, oh, I'm rejuvenated for that place. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to go back. Same with Myanmar. I'd like to go back. And there are places in Thailand that they're great places. There's beaches I want to go to. I want to hang out. I want to, but I also don't want to be going around Bangkok all the time just because I have no reason to go. What am I going to do? You know what I mean? There are things to see and places to go, but you guys have, a lot of you guys have followed the channel for quite some time. You've been subscribed to the channel long enough to where you've seen me go to Chinatown probably 3 or 4 times, or you've seen me go to Klong Tui 5 times. So you know, there are other things to do. I need to think of those, and subject matter to discuss that isn't the COVID and isn't politics. Probably the worst two subjects in the world right now: politics and the COVID and the Chinese government. Those are probably the three worst things in the world right now, in my opinion. Better to strive for happiness than misery. Yes, it happens. Burnout, ups and downs. We all need something or someone to feel alive again. Yeah, one thing that you know, I did say that uh, that there was a particular the Chumpon and the beaches in that area were some places I want to go. One thing that people don't forget, I got in a boat on a canal. Which one was that? I've been in a lot of boats. I don't remember. Was it on the Chao Phraya, or was it the CASHAPP, or was it in Thailand? Because I've been on some in. I was in Myanmar on this one long beach. Nobody even remembers that. I don't think. This is the thing to remember. If you ever want to be a YouTuber, you're only as good as the last stream or the last video. You do a shitty video, and you know, and people are like, homework. Make a list of all the places in Bangkok you've not been to in Thailand, and then maybe things will maybe that will pick things up. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's just me. Oh, you know what canal that was? That was the one over, I think the one you're talking about maybe was the one where I went and I was going to a market, and the market was closed because it was during the week. And then I took the guy goes, it's 1,000 baht for like 2 hours or something, and I paid the guy. Um, yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe he wanted 1,000 baht. I paid him 500, whatever it was. And I went. It was in the canals, like over by some. Yeah, that was. I really see. That's the kind of stuff I like. That stuff. Those kind of. I just fell in that. I can't. I didn't plan that. And what I find is that when you plan stuff, sometimes it's underwhelming. That I did not plan, and that was a great time. I had a nice time. I saw some cool stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I talk about all this all the time because I'm always thinking about it. Because I'm always thinking about, okay, so what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go? You know. And I have this for those of you who are in Southern California. I only know two people who are in Southern California that follow the uh, channel. But yeah, I know. Uh, that's the thing. There's plenty. There was a thing that I wanted to get back to, but yeah, if you're in Southern California, October 15th, Newport Beach. Uh, I need to put that link up, but go to my Instagram, which is just my name, and you should be able to find the information about the gallery. My photos are going to be shown in. That starts on. That might have been the one that I went on, Jim. The Ampawa. I don't remember. It was quite nice. I also, if you remember, I took the boat. I got the driver on the Chao Phraya, and that was pretty cool. Just tootling around on the river in a little boat. Yeah, you know how many times I've done that stuff? A lot. I've done that quite often, Manaj. And normally, what happens is I do that list, and then I get to a couple of the things, and then I forget about it, or I lose the list, and then I end up going somewhere else. But one of the things I wanted to get back to is that remember I went to Khao Sok. I wouldn't mind going to Khao Yai, but I went to Khao Sok. Yeah, you see that? He knew. Um, uh, in Khao Sok, they have the kayaking lessons. Like a course where you go. Yeah, I've been on a boat, a couple of boats in Kanchanaburi. I didn't drive the boat, but that's a lot of fun. I wish I could have done that, but there weren't even any boats that were. There was like one guy, and he was down the river. There were not the usual number of longtail boats on the river because there's no tourists. They figure, at the time there were no tourists when I went there. There were only Thai tourists, and they didn't. There were no boats out. I was really surprised about that. But in Khao Sok, they have the kayaking, and I would really I like to do something kayaking or on a canoe or something. I like to get better at it because believe me, I don't want to live in the city all my life. We live in the city right now because of the kids. If we didn't have the kids, we'd probably live somewhere else. The kids and the wife's job, we would live somewhere else. I mean, I think I mentioned this the other day that Nicholas was saying, yeah, I don't want to live in Bangkok. I want to live in a smaller place, a smaller town. There's too much traffic, too much noise, too much. Too much barista. Listen, I did get those two girls, Beer and what's the other one's name? Preo, to give me their best Sawat D, and they did about 5 takes of it. And I told them, well, I want to get a handful of people, like 50 people, 25 men, or maybe 30 women, 20 men, to give me their Sawat D cup or Sawat D ka, and work it into a video. Yeah, Billy knows me well. Yeah, he knows how I think, believe me. Longhorn boats. There's some cool places off the Chao Phraya. You bought him 2 army manuals? You did? Anyway. Always stuff to do here, and that's the thing. At least we're still above ground. That's a good thing. Hopefully, this will end one day. This another thing that if you were looking in, if you were watching the streams in Kanchanaburi, you noted that no one's wearing masks. Very few people. When I say no one, there's most people that are walking around. They didn't have masks on. Now in the tourist, the very like the river and everything like that, then people had their mask or they were down. But for the most part, no one was wearing masks. So, but unfortunately, there was a poll, another poll of ties taken. The ties took a poll, and they were asked if foreigners should come back into the country, and they said no. So they say no, but maybe they're not at the point now where they're desperate enough. I don't know. Maybe they will change their minds. And it's up to the government, not the people. But if our home was close to a large body of water, I'd like to buy a longtail. I don't think I'd want a longtail. I think it'd be too much of a hassle. I don't need to ferry around 20 people. If anything, I'd rather have a jet ski or what's the one? I forget what they're called, but just even a little boat with a little, 50 horsepower Evinrude or something would be cool. But I got to live on the water, you know, or close. So, listen, if you remember, I was thinking, I don't know, almost 2 years ago, about trying to take a boat down the Mekong. And one of the things is that I looked into wow, if I could make it just in Cambodia or something, then maybe I could make it from where it starts. But the Chinese have screwed everything up, and not only that, I think I would die. In the Mekong alone, maybe okay, if I had a canoe, which is a little more solid, and a little higher up, I think it's possible. I know somebody who did it, but that's it. That was kind of a cool thing. I'm always looking at these little joy rods. At least above ground, yeah. After 58, every day you wake up is a good day. Yeah, exactly. Oh, not the big long tail, the little one. That's a little different. Yeah, something to think about though. Yeah, there is a tour that goes from into Laos, and it's not all that much. It's like 3,000 baht or 2,000 baht, something like that, depending on what you take. But that only takes you a short distance. I'm talking about, come on, man. Me asking my wife to think about this stuff is like asking her to, can I pull her teeth? I mean, it ain't gonna happen. Even the kids, Nicholas is pretty good. He comes up with ideas, but I never his idea is always, why don't you show yourself exercising and getting into great shape? And I'm like, yeah, thanks a lot. You always want to bust my ass. For me, I'm like, okay, let me go walk. Let me go do that. Alex can be helpful. He was the one who turned me on to that, what is it, Talat Noi? Was that the one I went to? I think it was Talat Noi. He was the one who turned me on to go into that place in Chinatown where I went, and I went into the old house or where they had that little pool, and I had a coffee up there. He was the one who told me about that. So yeah, they're always a good. I expect more from them really when it comes to that stuff. But then why would I? Because they're busy living their lives, going to school and stuff every day, so they don't always know. Well, if it's some farm property in China Poon, we'll probably get a rowboat or something for fishing. Yeah, I do like fishing. There's a lot to do here. There is a lot to do here, and I guess that's why Thailand is probably in the top 20. You got mountains, you got ocean, you got rivers, you got forest. There's a lot of stuff to do here. I personally like islands the best. I don't know that island life is or an island vacation is always the best uh, for like live streaming or making like that. You know, the thing is that somebody who really has a lot of talent with video making, I'm sure they can find a way to do anything. Maybe I'm just a little lazy. The older I've got, the lazier I've got. So, yeah, happy birthday to me today. I'm taking two birthdays this year. Today, because I this is when we celebrate my birthday since my wife's going to be gone, and Thursday because I will celebrate it with the boys. I'll probably take them out for I don't know. I don't know if I'll take them out to dinner. They may not want to go because they got to go to school and everything. Maybe I'll buy some lasagna or something. And I do because I'm like, you're Thai. You guys are Thai. You need to tell me these things. You know, your birthday is in 2 hours. Really? I had a childhood friend whose birthday was yesterday, and he passed away. He passed away last year. I was really surprised to hear it. I didn't even know, you know. Oh, Cold Stone Creamery. Unfortunately, there is no more Cold Stone Creamery. Is your birthday really in 2 hours, Jim? If it is, happy birthday. I hope you're younger than I am. Wow. Well, that's cool. It's good you can go somewhere. That's nice. I wish the Cold Stone Creamery wouldn't have shut down in the mall. I don't know why they did that. They shut it down, man. You're older than me. Well, I sympathize with you or empathize for you. I have empathy for you. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to do anything. And that's the joy. Carvel. I haven't had that in years though. God, but I was a little kid. I was a little kid. This is I mean, you know, you're talking how old is Carvel? They got to be pretty old. Let's see. 1929. Wow. So they were founded in 1929 by Tom Carvel in Atlanta. Their headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. Now I remember being about 10 or 11 years old. So, yeah, that's almost 50 years ago that I was eating Carvel on a regular basis. Well, I don't know. They're all over, I guess. Let me see. Let me take a look and see if they tell me. I need to see this. What is this? Region? Oh, aging. Tom Carvel sold the corporation for $80 million. Its headquarters, 1991, they moved to Farmington, Connecticut. That's where the headquarters was. And then I guess they moved it again to, oh, this is the focused brand. It doesn't say where their locations are. Carvel, in 2015, Carvel started to open co-brand stores with Auntie Anne's and Cinnabon. Oh, there's 371 Carvel franchises worldwide with 324 in the United States. Let's see where that is. Come on. I gotta find these things out. Maybe there's a Carvel in the Mall Bancavi I never saw. Ooh. Don't they have location? Oh, shoot. Cookie, sitemap, nutrition, franchise. I don't think that's going to tell me where they are. Contact us. Oh, yeah, let's see. Contact us. Where do I want to contact them? Well, they only have their Atlanta thing. Let's see here. careers, nutrition, press, franchise, frequently asked. Yeah, I want to know the. Oh, wait a minute. Down on the bottom. Here we go. What's this? Find a shop. Choose a state. Arizona, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Illinois, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Maryland. Go down. There are in Texas. They are in Texas. Oh, they're in Houston and Longview. Houston and Longview. So there's two. But I don't see any. It says internationally. Oh, Puerto Rico. That's the only one I see. Huh. Well, I don't know. Houston and Longview. I don't know where Longview is. Can we find a city? No, you can't find a city without the state. So it doesn't tell you the international locations. Other than, I guess they're counting Puerto Rico as international. Yeah. Whoa, there's a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Carvels in Puerto Rico. So apparently they like Carvel ice cream. Anyway. Oh, I don't want to hear about a knob. Jesus. We, why do we have to end the streams talking about knobs, vaginas, defecating, all these nasty subjects? Can't we keep it a little bit classier? Who was the guy who used to say, was it on the Trailer Park Boys? I don't remember. But yeah, we should keep it a little bit classier. You guys might have more women in there. There might be more women in this chat if we didn't talk about these nasty subjects. I know, you're like a 10-year-old little boy. I'm not talking about 10. You're like a 10-year-old little boy. Anyway. Yeah, we're nasty guys. I know, but like most guys in this chat would appreciate having some women in the chat. But when you start talking about these subjects, it keeps, it really keeps you, it keeps some distance between you and them. I don't know. Maybe this is your getaway from them. I don't know. Get away from your wife and girlfriend and. Anyway, I think the stream is just about run its course. We got a few minutes left. Join me tomorrow when we talk about bathroom habits. No, that's a bad joke. Listen, Manaj was talking about knobs, as in knob job. I still haven't unpacked from last night. Oh, what happened? Okay, good. Man, one thing is I'm getting older. I can't see as well. So, anyway, I may be here tomorrow. Like I said, I don't know if I'll be here or over at Starbucks or wherever. I don't know where I'm going to be. I have no clue. Lori and I had a little tiff, and she's busy doing her own thing now, and she hasn't been here in quite some time, which is too bad. We don't have any major issues or anything like that. We just had a little disagreement, and I don't know exactly what's going on with her now. I don't know what she's doing or anything like that. I haven't talked to her in a while. But let's face it, Thailand is not exactly a place that women come for the same reason that men come. For Thailand is a place where people come for the culture, but they also come for, the bars and the nightlife and stuff like that. And not a lot of women come here for that same reason. Well, hey, I'm going to change my channel name to that. Bed knobs and broomsticks. Yeah. Knobs and broomsticks. Knobs and rods. Same thing, I guess. It's redundant. Anyway, I hope you all have liked this stream about nothing. We all know that the top 20 countries in the world and the best islands and the best cities, it's all subjective. There's no real way to figure it out. So maybe I'll try to figure out my own, what I think. That sounds like a good idea. There's a thing for me to do. Because you know I always need things to do. I'll be in Thailand if all the red lights disappear. Yeah, sure you will be. I don't believe that. Shit. Yeah, honestly, if Thailand doesn't have the red light establishments, somehow I think that Longhorns, you will not be here. I think this will be a place in the past. Which brings me to another subject that I've been thinking about is what is in store for Thailand in the future? What is in store how is the tourist industry shaken up now, and what countries will come out on top? Or what countries will become most popular? Let's put it that way. Because this top country list, I don't think it really, it assumes that things are going to go back to normal. And I don't know that they're ever going to be normal again. You didn't even know about them in your first trip. Well, okay, I can relate to that. I can understand that. But so what are you going to do? You're just going to sit in a room? I know you, and you probably would. You'll just chill out in a room and go out and buy some beer or whatever it is, some food, make your Korean food, and chill out. And there is a Korean restaurant by my house. I have to remember to take a photo of it and take a look and go in. Now, I got an idea, but I'm not going to do it right away. But there is a good, what was the name of that place? That Tsukishi or Suki or whatever, the place that I went with my wife and my kids and their friends. We went to this Japanese or Korean place one afternoon right before I left to go on my walk, I think is when I went. And that place was really, really good. So maybe we can go to that place when you get here eventually, if you ever do. So Tsukishi, Suki, yeah, whatever. Anyway, time to go. Thank you very much for joining me on this birthday Sunday. It's funny. I have no problem taking 2 birthdays, but really, when it comes down to it, it's just a number. It's a milestone of some sorts, but I haven't reached it yet. But I'm still taking 2 birthdays because I'm not going to really celebrate with anybody here on Thursday, and with the kids maybe, but they're busy. This is a thing. People, nowadays, everybody's got their own things going on. It's just not when you're 14 years old and all you only have to do is go to school. People got places to go and people to see and things to do. And same goes with my kids. Believe me, I would put my kids in the videos more often if they wanted to be, or I'd have them help me more often. But they don't have they got busy schedules. Now, I have to say, I forgot about this. Chicken and sweet corn soup, all over from a can, my lunch. It actually sounds pretty good. This afternoon, in about 2 hours, I am supposed to go with Alex he's been playing all kinds of wild stuff, trying to learn stuff, different stuff, and so he's not really playing music as much as just learning techniques and stuff, and then trying to apply it a little bit. So he's in a rough patch right now. I think the growth spurt has kind of leveled off, but I did tell him last week that because he doesn't want to sing for some reason, even though he sang at university, he sang for some project at school. He had to sing a couple songs, and he did it, but he won't sing at the studio. I don't know why. So he and his instructor said, "Well, you know a lot about music, and well, thank you very much." I should ask him that. Yeah, he's been busy, man. Listen, he was working. He's got a job teaching little kids a couple times a week, so he's making a little money, and that's good. But he and his instructor asked me, well, since Alex doesn't want to, he doesn't want to, will you sing a song that he is learning to pick, or that he's learning to play with kind of picking techniques? And I said, well, and then I said, yeah, all right, fine. I don't care. I don't care if I sound like shit, and I don't think I do sound like shit. I think I'm okay. I'm good enough not to kill anybody's ears. So that song that I picked was "Here Comes the Sun," and I will record it. I don't know if I'm going to put it up. Maybe this will be a Patreon video or a members video only. Member of YouTube, member of website, member of Patreon or whatever. I doubt I'm going to put it up on YouTube unless I just sound awesome for some reason. I don't think I will. I don't think I sing that well, but I'll do it for him, and also just because he needs to know what it's like to have somebody in the in the room with him while he's playing, that's singing, because he needs to play along. Hey, good morning, Johnny. Good afternoon, Johnny. What is it? 12:16. Yeah, good afternoon. You missed the whole top 20 list or whatever, but that's all right. They're all subjective. He strikes you as being quite shy. Well, he is. He is very shy. Until you get to know him, and then, of course, that's how it is with everybody. And honestly, that's kind of how it is with me. I mean, if I know you a little bit, then fine. I can shoot the shit. I can, I have no problem speaking. But like around people who I don't know, I'm just kind of like, eh. But I have to force myself, and he doesn't force himself. He doesn't force himself to interact with people. And personally, I don't really like it either. Who does really? I mean, there's a couple people that talk to me once in a while, and they're kind of like, why don't we go do something? Why don't we meet up? Why don't we do this? And I'm like, because I don't feel like it. I don't know you, and I don't really want to. No, it's nothing personal against people, but just like the shirt I have says, and I think Johnny Siam actually has one. I don't hate people. I just prefer to be alone or something like that. I forget what it is, but that's how I feel. I'm okay being alone now. I like being alone with my kids, or alone with my wife, or alone with a buddy, a couple buddies. You wear it. I gotta buy a couple more shirts, a couple more. All my shirts that I have that they're all like worn out now. I've worn them to death, and it would probably be a good thing if I was wearing a shirt on every stream, that said an American Bangkok or whatever. But that's the way it goes. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. Appreciate it, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow, but maybe not. Maybe I'll see you on Tuesday or Wednesday. Like I said, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, for all those people who are lurking. And if you want to help support the channel, there's many, many ways down below. But I prefer the Cash App, and again, I'm going to say it, the good deal about the Cash App is really, it doesn't really cost you anything if you're a first-time Cash App user, because you load it with $5, you send me $5, then you get a $5 bonus, and then I get the bonus also. So we both win, and I believe you can still take your money out. I don't know exactly how that works with that, but that's a pretty good deal actually. And they're just like PayPal, except they're just like PayPal except different. Same but different. Anyway, yeah. What else? Jerkin the gherkin. Yeah, everybody likes that jerkin. I don't know why. Maybe because to me it sounds like gherkin, like as in gherkin pickle. Which, in speaking of pickles, Jono makes some great pickles, and so I told my wife about it. So I don't know how she did it. She put together, and she made some pickles, and they're in the refrigerator, and I don't know how they're gonna taste, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, shyness is an endearing quality that fades as we get cynical and old. There it is. Some of us do get cynical and old, and I will say that reality kind of imposes that upon people. You need to understand that while life can be, what is it that they say? Lollipops and rainbows, it certainly is not all the time. Yes, alcohol cures shyness. So if you are very, very shy, become a drunk. I'm joking. Use alcohol responsibly. The bill will too. We don't want to go into that. We don't need to be talking about these things on this channel. This is a family channel here. We're a G-rated channel. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Until next time, Choke D. Jerk and my. Choke D. Good luck, Jerk and my. Until next time, see you later. Alcohol. I'll tell you what I could use is some of that. What is this stuff called? With the opium, it's opium laced. I could use some of that. That would be good. Sore holes? Anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later, all right? Ciao. Bienvenuto. Arrivederci and all that good stuff, all right? Later. Adios.